Scorpio, welcome. I hope you guys are doing awesome. It is officially our season, so I hope you're preparing. Thank you guys for all the love and support recently. I really appreciate it. The subscribes are my biggest motivation, but I really appreciate the likes, the comments, the feedback, every bit of it. Okay. God, help me get clear, precise messages. Block interferences and negativity, return it to where it belongs. Thank you so much. You might be, especially because your 11th house and 5th house are being activated so heavily right now, it would really do you a lot of good to get into any kind of rituals of releasing and bringing in. And it can be simple ritual. Like I will probably finish my yard, finish cleaning my home when I got done with this. I will start bringing in fall stuff and decoration, but at the same time, I think this evening I want to bring the fire pit out and maybe like do a big barbecue to release summer while also decorating and bringing in fall and bringing in these eclipses. I love a change of pace, a change of energy. So I want to physically and spiritually and emotionally welcome the change in. With this lunar eclipse recently, and just last weekend, and then this solar eclipse coming in, you could probably feel this happening. This morning I woke up and I immediately had songs in my head. That doesn't happen very often, but the first song that was stuck in my head right when I opened my eyes was Strangers by Kenya Grace. She's talking about the dating scene, the dating world. I also think I was in Europe in my dreams last night because neither one of these songs are American. But if you look up the lyrics, I'm sure that you've heard it, but she says, the one thing I hate is how everyone's disposable and being vulnerable. And then she gets to the chorus and she says, and it goes like this: we'll get in the car and you'll lean to kiss me and we'll talk for hours and lie in the back seat. And then one fateful night when everything changes, you won't reply and we'll go back to strangers. So some of you could be going through something similar to that. Others of you, you might be realizing that you and another person have literally gone back to strangers. Somebody could feel this way about you. I know recently I was talking about how you could have been questioning your self-worth and your value due to the behavior of others. Other people could have had you questioning your worth. And like eclipses usually bring, the roles have switched, the energy has switched completely to where you are on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and now another person could be feeling vulnerable and disposable and wondering why they aren't good enough. The next song that was stuck in my head was Dernier Dance, the French version, by an artist named Indila. I strongly encourage you guys to listen to this song while you're decorating for fall. It's a whole freaking vibe. She is a whole vibe. But in those lyrics, she's talking about basically running away. I kind of take it as two ways. Part of me took it as her being possessed because of the lyrics. I'm pretty sure there's a part in the song where she talks about being possessed and surrendering her body and kind of just giving in to the spirit that's overtaking her. The other way I kind of took her lyrics is talking about running away from society and surrendering her body to the streets of Paris and giving in to the energy that's coming out of her. Like nothing matters. Her physical body doesn't matter. The physical trouble that she's running away from, the emotional turmoil and her pain that she's running away from doesn't matter when she surrenders to the dance and the night, and she is all powerful. So something about that, but definitely look that song up and listen to it for my Scorpios who should already be decorating. Y'all better already be decorating. So the 13th, the sun met Mercury in your social 11th house. You could definitely be preparing a table for two, but also welcoming like large gatherings, getting ready to mingle with the masses. This is your 11th house is really going to be highlighted between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. This is a great time for you to be getting out to large groups of people. And for my Scorpio creatives, your 5th house was already activated and highlighted recently, but this mixed with the 11th house, this is like chef's kiss for self-expression and reaching communities. Creativity could be really overflowing right now, and self-expression. Something could also be stirring back to life within you. Something that maybe has dwindled down over the last 6 months with the lunar eclipse, prompts you to review the last 6 months and where you've came from there. But your 5th house and 11th house being activated, this something that you maybe have forgotten about could definitely like arise with a lot of power and force right now. You could also be welcoming groups and communities that have like-minded vision with you, with 5th house and 11th house, activating together. This is a great time for you to collaborate with large groups of people that have like-minded visions as yourself. Now on the other side of the table, you could belong to a group that maybe your enthusiasm has kind of dwindled down or faded recently, and it could be coming for one, my Scorpios are all usually pretty big control freaks. I think the only sign that's a worse control freak than a Scorpio is a Virgo, and I think that's why you guys work very well together. I said work very well together. I didn't say friend, best friend, date. I said y'all work very well together. But you could be out of a need for control and a need for self-expression. You could be taking on a lot of responsibilities yourself, and at the same time, it could be building resentment because you are now taking on more duties than anyone else. But you could be doing this to yourself. Just in the future, make sure that these duties and responsibilities and that the weight is distributed evenly in a group that you belong to. You don't need to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but you do need to make sure that things are treated equally and fairly and that your voice is heard about it. So let's see, the 14th quarter moon in Gemini, this is going to be bringing a lot of balance to your 8th house of intimacy, sex, deep bonds, and shared resources. This lunar eclipse could really, for some of you, you may feel like you're going back in time in certain situations or getting a lot of deja vu right now. Others of you could perhaps feel this drastic shift. Like just a week ago, things could have felt one way and it could have been maybe tense or frustrating or just not where it needed to be. And then all of a sudden this eclipse comes in and it knocks you into a completely different alignment. And it really is like black when it was just white a week ago. It really is like night when it was just day. You know what I mean? Like a complete eclipse. Because the lunar eclipse just happened, switching things 180 the way that it did, we have a solar eclipse coming in the 21st, September 21st in Virgo, and this is going to be highlighting your 5th house as well, 11th house, electrifying your 11th house. But you need to prepare yourself for another switch, another complete switch. I'm seeing somebody turn the light off and then turn the light on and then turn the light off and then turn the light on. So just kind of go with the flow. But I feel like you guys need to welcome these changes in, especially when it comes to expansion in communities, new friends, large groups of people, because Scorpios you're usually not social butterflies. Y'all are lone moths, but right now is a really good time for you to step out of your comfort cocoon and reach out to larger groups of people, especially my creatives. Better yourself for the sake of your audiences. I quite like this, especially to welcome in fall. You know what I mean? Summer can be so fun, but it can also be so busy and so bright and so active and so draining for my Scorpios who are dark fixed signs. You have Venus, beauty, artistry, and love. You have the moon. And your first phrase here, you have Capricorn sticking out at the bottom of the deck. And I feel like that kind of resonates. Your first phrase here is satanic beliefs. There's two sides to this coin I'm getting for my Scorpios. The first one is you could be misunderstood. You could also be very used to having to walk a certain way, talk a certain way, or be a certain way because of society's beliefs. Just like I opened up with a welcoming ritual, there's going to be small-minded, ignorant people out there that think that ritual is a horrible word, a sinful word, a blasphemous word. You know what I mean? So you could be kind of like, on one hand, you could be used to being crucified for very unfair and unrealistic reasons. On the other hand, as this season comes in, as your season comes in, you may feel like it doesn't matter. Society doesn't matter. Your body doesn't matter. Beliefs don't matter. And you kind of just surrender to your power. Capricorn being at the bottom of the deck, I feel like that's kind of serves a purpose, because imagine how Capricorn, who is symbolic of the devil, feels. It's kind of like that. So you may be wearing your devil in spite of society's ignorance. On the other hand, you could be dealing with people in the future, especially around this time, that are very dark. And sometimes it's the darkest, wickedest of people that are casting stones onto others, who are usually light bearers and, you know, the weirdos, the healing weirdos. You know what I mean? So there's something about that. Somebody could also be kind of like seeing the season change, seeing all the different symbols and all the different decorations, and looking at all the different cultures that practice all these different things at this time, and kind of like maybe like getting into the roots and the depth of where some of these things originated from. And some of these things are very dark, and somebody may find a lot of that information coming up. Somebody could also be practicing a lot of like self-care, glowing beauty rituals. You have Capricorn again? No, that's Leo. The second house. And North Node. Recently you had South Node energy, so this is good. This is fifth house energy too. Again, self-expression, life, vitality, creativity, romance. Second house, love, money, shared money, your self-worth as well. And where are you? Where are these things being highlighted taking you? You could be witnessing a lot of, you could have boosts of energy right now that just like come and go out of nowhere. This could like really drive you to produce and create, not necessarily in a warehouse way, but more of in an artist way. You could really be dialing in on your finances. your physical values, but also your priorities and your emotional values. And I feel like this year, this season, it plays a role in your destiny, and the way these things being highlighted like kind of catapults you into fate. Some of you guys may start picking up a lot of like numerology, colorology, like different synchronicities at this time as well. Your intuition being activated like it usually is around this time of year. That was a long intro. I don't care. All right, Scorpios. I love you guys. I adore you guys. You have fire. If one piece doesn't resonate, guys, try to remember that I'm reading for a group. So if something is not for you, leave it for others. Cancer. Libra. Saturn. Something feels like time is not another person's friend. I don't know. Time is like not on someone's side. We have Virgo. Bottom of the deck, we have Pisces. A lot of Pisces. Leo, Gemini. Those are really sticking out to me, so I'll keep those. Top of the deck, Sagittarius, Jupiter, a lot of Sagittarius, and Mercury. This has something to do with the past as well. A lot of Aries and Scorpio. There could be anger and animosity between some people. And it could be unresolved. So it could be kind of like stirring a pot in ways, a subconscious pot that people aren't paying attention to. Y'all, when I lit this sage earlier today, it lit up so freaking heavily, it burned my hand and I had to like throw it down. You have Destiny, a North Node again, Destiny, Purpose, Activation. I definitely feel like that is the zone that you're in right now. What else for Scorpios? Oh, ask and ye shall receive. You have second house. Finances, value, and possessions. Just touched on that. Fire again. Radiant, enthusiastic, and dynamic. Look at this energy. Okay. You have retrograde, reversal, declaration, and distance. Coming in, you have fixed, action, momentum, dedication. The bottom of the deck, you have super moon, luminosity, intimacy, hyper awareness. Splitting the deck, you have Cancer again, nurturing, sensitive, and caring. Yeah, it feels like these eclipses could also be, if you're in a relationship, it could really be like honing you back into like an intimate bond or relationship that you're in. This summer could have also been maybe like rocky or rough for you guys, and then all of a sudden this Gemini moon like restores peace in a way. Your first card to come out is the Venom. You have the Gem. And this is so freaking funny. I don't know, but it's definitely symbolic. Let me just show you guys something that I brought out today. You have the Warrior. I'm a creepy weirdo, you guys. I just am that way, and I've learned to wear my weird because that's who I am. See overall energy coming in for Scorpio. You have the Starborn. The Destroyer came out in the reverse. So this is giving me like the creator and something definitely being birthed. I'm going to check on both of these real quick. Okay, Scorpio. The energy that you could be in right now or stepping out of is the Venom. Much to our dismay, the Venom is always lurking in the shadows in one form or another. Its toxic presence may be found in our relationships, thoughts, speech, or environment. Thankfully, the cycle of purification and detoxification comes so naturally that it's built in our every exhale. We breathe out carbon dioxide and the plants return it to us as oxygen. Archetypal venom is rarely remedied as easily, however, and it can take a potent form and quantities that are deeply damaging to us and to the world. When the venom card appears, it is a harmful substance. Oh my goodness. When the venom card appears, there's a harmful substance in our psychic realm that must be identified. Perhaps your words have a sting of poison about them. Perhaps a relationship is slowly draining your reserves. Acknowledgement is the first step. Change is the second. The remedy will reveal itself in time, and with it, forgiveness. The venom represents self-realization through suffering. It can also represent unwillingness to find a solution or forgive. As you're welcoming and releasing, there's definitely there is a part of you that you know isn't the best, and you need to be okay with letting that go. It doesn't mean that it didn't serve a purpose for a time, but now it just doesn't anymore. It's causing you more harm to hold on to this part of you than it is anything else or anyone else. You're stepping into the gem. There are infinite names for the gem: the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold. One thing is for certain: it's found deep within a substance that's very unlike it. A diamond in the rough, the gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you're among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly deep in the earth amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface, where there is no definite map, yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world, so keep digging. It represents being unique, shining, generative, and irreplaceable. Amen. It can also represent envy, greed, and grasping. So keep that in mind, especially because your second house came up. The Destroyer, we'll touch on that real quick because it popped out. It's the third of 3 archetypes, the trio of existence. It has necessary yet painful work to do in the world, culturally an aversion to endings. We hang on to permanence as a signifier of success, yet the Destroyer pulls the rug out from underneath relationships, jobs, homes, and all forms of security. It's a part of us that wants things to end. Its painful orientation is to uncover our true purpose. The destroyer does not let us linger in our comfort. So there's something about you stepping the freak out and going deep to gain something or to birth a part of yourself. It represents swift and precise blows that redirect our life. It can also represent self-destruction, negativity, and an unwillingness to rebuild. Now, because this came out in the reverse, I feel like you're willing to rebuild. You may be also releasing destructive habits, destructive patterns, destructive people, welcoming in positivity, but something could be thrown your way and it could come in the energy of the destroyer, and I feel like it could revolve around the time of the solar eclipse, the 21st. So keep that in mind. Your overall energy that you're stepping into is the Starborn, and coming right after the gem, I definitely get it. An elusive yet radiant aspect of the self. The Starborn archetype, which I've never pulled the Starborn for Scorpio. The Starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being at birth. The moment the newborn crowns, whether vaginally or surgically, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the Starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself toward a future that is beyond the mundane. When this card appears, travel back to your birth story for clues and insight. What did you desire when you were young? Practice seeing your life form a mythic point of view rather than as a series of logistics. Read the story of the three fates and envision yourself born under the stars with a unique destiny. It represents being a light, trusting, vibrant, and aimed. It can also represent a feeling of misalignment or loss of longing. Some of you guys may, in your astrological messages, I was telling you that you may feel maybe enthusiasm of yours kind of dwindling out or fading in a particular group or a particular situation. And I feel like this is going to cause you to break open in another group or situation. For my Scorpios, every end brings in some kind of beginning. Every death is a beginning. Especially with these back-to-back eclipses. I also feel like coming up, your self-worth is definitely going to be, I feel like you're going to be reminded. You could have been in a situation for a very long time that was poisonous to you and poisonous to your worth. I feel like this is the end of that story. It's coming in for Scorpio with the venom. We have fake emails and texts. You have retrograde here. Yeah, you could have a lot of anger toward a situation that you're no longer in. There's like a need for you to release that anger because it's now causing you harm. We have Gemini. Goodness gracious. I feel like it's significant because the way that it keeps coming out. We also have Gemini in each corner. So for some of you guys, you have a lot of like Geminis watching out for you. Geminis could be popping in on you, checking on you. It's coming in with North Node and the Gem. Okay, now we have Cancer. There's something about a karmic person here. You could be maybe being blocked from this energy as well. Because I saw competition, groupie, and together again. North Node for Scorpio. Destiny, purpose, and activation. Yeah, you could, exactly, you could be keeping things to yourself, moving in silence, just being more private, because you know that these people stay in the shadows, hating on you for what reason exactly, wrapping right back around, but it's bullshit, it's a lie. So careful about the energies that you're welcoming in right now, because I feel like these are definitely symbolic, and this could also be the energy that you're walking away from. There's like people that these could literally, for some of my Scorpios, which is not going to surprise me because y'all are like the dark ones, but there's really somebody that believes that you like cast spells or some shit. Meanwhile, this person could be dramatic, chaotic, promiscuous, wicked, magic of the tongue, lies. Ugh. Anyway, what's coming in with fire? Yeah, exactly. What's coming in with the gem, fire, and fixed for Scorpio? There's something important about grandfather and older masculine. And now grandma. The gem for Scorpio. Yeah, someone wishing illness or death on somebody. That's what I'm saying, like this. That's exactly what you could be. Staying in the darkness. And here's the thing, you could be witnessing this group, these energies, or these people that put this out because it is a form of magic, reaping that back. It could come as like gossip, slander, lies, groups being against one person now, groups crucifying one person now. It could come in the form of like physical problems. And the Starborn for Scorpio. I just want to real quick let y'all know what I'm seeing. You have Queen, an obsession. The Starborn for Scorpio. What's the overall energy? You have love. I feel like you know that somebody's watching. Damn, I'm telling you, somebody could get the police involved, or the police are already involved with another person. You may not see this. Obsession again, looking you up again. Told you. And what are the odds? Like the same people that put this kind of energy onto you, obsessively, could really, really be going through it now. And I feel like the reason that this could be happening, or like coming out so potently with black magic and satanic in this read, is because of the time of year we're in. The the karmic and spiritual time that is upon us. Man, I'm telling you, just like you are bound by every word, so is this energy. Karmic and black magic right there beside each other. Witch hunt and satanic right there by each other. Of seduction. What's coming in with that? Yeah, somebody could have said that you're promiscuous. Meanwhile, in reality, bro, this is like the same type of energy that was in your last read. You could be kind of seductive right now, and only getting more and more the closer that we come to your birthday. All right, we're coming in with the venom and fake text. We have appreciation. Yeah, you may need to like let go of any kind of like resentment or negativity, because the way she's looking back at this is like, dear Lord, what have I been through? What did I allow myself to go through? And be thankful for what you learned from it. Somebody said something the other day, and that he had a really good point. Evil has a purpose. Without evil, people would never strive for purity and goodness if they didn't know what evil was. The venom. Revenge, Scorpio. We have enthusiasm. It could be kind of, yeah, you could also be very aware that there could be vengeful people after you, but it could be kind of hard for you to move in silence when you're being exalted publicly. You may also know a lot of the same people as your enemies. Revenge and riches. And I honestly feel like your story is revenge itself. You don't really need to seek revenge, because who you are is revenge enough. Your silence is revengeful enough. And you may run it. Somebody may also see you doing very well now and want like revenge on you. You have the gem and riches. Yeah, you have coral here and health here. 6th house energy, Virgo season. Why quarrel with someone's wishing illness or death? Some of you guys may be getting little tit for tat stuff at work, it feels like. You have resistance, and it could be your own or another person's. You could also feel like somebody just is not listening to you and you're taking on a lot. In the outcome, you have inspiration. Absolutely. Again, with your lack of enthusiasm in one situation is going to crack open your enthusiasm, your inspiration in another situation. Optimism and practicality. And the last card that I'm going to put over here, with karmic, black magic, all this darkness, is loss. Yeah, decision. I feel like you've made a complete decision. And I feel like you could be definitely like cutting your losses because of someone's mouth and because of their way of getting other people involved in perhaps an attack on you. Yeah, we're already at 40 minutes. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.